So as many of you guys do know, about 3 months ago, Playboi Carti released his highly anticipated album, I Am Music, aka More So Music, right? 3 months ago, we finally received the album, and 3 months later, it feels like I'm seeing this narrative kind of switch on the internet in terms of it not being worth the wait. This is Carti's weakest album. What was the point of dropping this in 2025? What was the point of waiting 5 years? A lot of people are questioning whether Playboi Carti's album was worth the wait after the long amount of years. So I was like, yo, that's a great topic. I would love to add my 2 cents to the convo, so let's get into it. So like I said earlier, it's going to be about 3 months since Carti had released this album. I believe today's the 10th. Yeah, today's the 10th. So in 4 days, we're going to be approaching the 3-month anniversary, and I've been seeing this narrative on Twitter kind of shape on the internet, and it's kind of like flipping the script on Carti, right? Because I feel like when I Am Music did drop off bat, it seemed to have a great perception from everybody. Everybody pretty much accepted it very well and had it in pretty high regards. Obviously, there was going to be the hate and negative connotation towards the album because of the whole 5-year wait. Carti's doing Rolling Loud, headlining the biggest rap festival in the world off like Instagram Reels singles. This dude doesn't drop in 5 years, somehow grew to like the top of the rap game, surpassing your favorite rapper. Like, a lot of people were confused how Carti went from point A 2020 to where he is now, and how that growth period came about with simply no music, right? It really just kind of makes no sense. So like I said, the hate was kind of going to be a given, but I didn't really see too much hate for this Carti album. I felt like a lot of people were really like happy about it, and it seemed that everybody was pretty satisfied with the wait. A good majority of people were like, yo, he dropped this big one. It wasn't like Whole Lotta Red, Christmas night, y'all remember that. Whole lot of trash, whole lot of skips, whole lot of mid, boom boom boom. Y'all remember that day, right? If you were there, and you know what happened, right? But for I Am Music, I didn't really see that whatsoever, and a lot of people were talking about more so like the replay value of the project, because if y'all remember, Carti put out a screenshot talking about and the replay value on 10, and obviously this is a 5-year wait, 2020 to 2025. Carti's grown so big, this got to be damn near a perfect project. Boom. Y'all know how everybody was talking before this album released, right? So everybody was like, yo, 3 months later in 2025, today in June, everybody's like, yo, was the replay value really on 10, and was it worth the 5-year wait? Now for me, I enjoyed the project. I really liked the project. Is it Carti's best album though? No. First listen, first week, couple of listens after, I was like, yo, this is not Carti's best album whatsoever. Y'all know I like Whole Lotta Red. Whole Lotta Red is my favorite Carti album. One, because of the risk he took and how it worked so like perfect, and I would say 2, because of like the world he built around this album, the whole vampire type thing. This dude didn't look like a real person. He looked like a video game character or something, right? And then the project was just structured perfect, right? It was like a great cohesive, every single song made sense as to why it's on the project. I feel like that's what a lot of people are complaining towards with I Am Music, and I completely understand why people are saying that. And like the first couple of days listening to the album, I was kind of bummed that that was not the case. I would have liked a structured, cohesive project, why track 9 is track 9, and why track 3 is this, and why this is the intro, and why it transitions into this song. Those are like my favorite albums of all time. Ye does that perfect. Tyler, Travis, A$AP Rocky, they make these cohesive world building type of projects. But then I sat back and I really realized, like, yo, Carti waited 5 years. He had so many, different eras throughout the years. He was on this industrial sound, and then he was on this like burnt music type of sound. Then he's on this like ATL trap type of sound, this Lil Wayne inspired sound. So ultimately, I think this was the best approach from Carti, in my opinion. I think this was the only way you could have satisfied everybody after such a long wait and such high expectations, was kind of just like pick and pull certain type of songs from every single era of this 5 years and just compile it into like a big album, right? I feel like a lot of people have been complaining like, yo, I can't really bump this album front to back, like 1 through about 1 through 30. I just can't. It just doesn't make sense. And like I said, I don't think that was the point Carti was trying to do. It more so felt like Carti just kind of pressed shuffle maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that was a track list, right? And I feel like if Carti did kind of like structure this album with more so of a cohesive sound, it would have kind of got stale on the first listen. You're like, okay, I've heard 4 of these type of songs already. I've heard 2 of these type of songs. It was kind of gonna get expected at a point, right? But really, first listen, bro, you can't lie. First listen, I Am Music, you were at the edge of your seat. like what the hell is going on next, right? You go like into this soulful, angelic type of vibe with Backdoor, and then he gives you just this burnt song of death with Toxic and the deep voice and Skepta's on it. Then he goes all the way back to Munyon. Then he takes you to Crank. Like, you were at the edge of your seat, not knowing what type of vibe you're gonna be getting with this album, right? And I think ultimately that was the best case. We got songs like Cocaine Nose, that makes sense with Pop Out, right? You got the lit songs, you got songs like Olympian, you got songs like Munyon, then you got a Uzi feature, you got a solo Uzi song, you got the ATL type song, dope outro. He gave the Instagram singles on the deluxe. Ultimately, me personally, I enjoy this album. Like I said, this is not Carti's best album. I still got Whole Lotta Red over, but me personally, I'm happy with this Carti album. I don't think he went 30 for 30. I think this is fire. I think this is fire. I think this is fire. That's 3, 4. We're gonna go 5. This is a skip for me. We're gonna go 6. We're gonna go 7. We're gonna go 8. We're gonna go 9, 10, skip, 11, 12, 13. I'm gonna say I See You Baby Boy is a skip. I don't listen to this song whatsoever. Maybe it's snippet syndrome, but I don't listen to I See You Baby Boy, aka I Can See Ya whatsoever. When this was a snippet, y'all were gassing this, bro. I was like, it's cool. I'm not really too crazy on I Can See Ya. Ultimately, when the project came out, I just skip it, right? So I was like on what? I think I was on like 13, 14, I'm gonna give it to him, 15, 16, 17. This is mid. This did not need to be on the track list whatsoever. This felt like Carti made the boss call on like the last 10 minutes before the album was supposed to be on. Like, yo, Thug's out, I need Thug on this project. Yo, just slide me a verse from one of your first files on your phone, right? That's what it felt like. And obviously this was a song where Carti was not on it whatsoever. Ultimately, this song was supposed to be Young Thug, Ty Dolla $ign, and Gunna. Carti replaced Gunna's verse, but I don't even know Carti's verse on this, right? And then that's really it, to be honest. That's all the skips. Let me restart it, right? We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm going 25 out of 30. 3 months later, right? iMusic is still in my rotation. Now, do I play it as heavy as I used to? No, but I do still see myself coming back towards it, right? It just kind of like depends on the mood I'm in. If I want to turn up, I'm going Crank, I'm going Opium Baby, I'm going Pop Out. If I just want to kind of vibe, if I want to chill, I'm going Rather Lie, I'm going like Olympian. If I want to get turned again, I'm going Pink Tape, Toxic, I gotta go Skepta, I gotta go Crush. Crush ultimately really grew on me. When I first heard Crush, I was like, bro, they fumbled a generational snippet. Y'all know Crush was my #1 snippet going into the project. When I heard the project, I was like, bro, what is going on? Ultimately, I kind of came to grew to love Crush. Now, I still have a complaint with the mixing, but that's really it. And I kind of do like how Crush never just drops. I kind of like it. Same thing with Go to the Moon. Go to the Moon, I was like, yo, they should have dropped it, but ultimately I was like, I kind of enjoy the lead up with no drop, right? And I mean, we all expected that going into this album, right? I don't think anybody, one, it's hard to go 30 for 30. He said, I set the tone 30 for 30. They don't compete no more. He really went 30 for 30. If we look at it statistically, right? And statistically, iMusic is still doing well. I believe it was like #1 for like 3 to 5 weeks. And then it just re-entered like the top 5, selling like 40K because the merch bundles were shipped. So this dude Carti has been on the top 5 pretty much since the album has dropped. 3 months. He was on #1 for a crazy amount of time. Currently has the biggest rap album of 2025. So statistically, iMusic is doing extremely well, right? 63 M's, 66 M's. You got the biggest song being Rather Lie, having 147 million streams, right? So statistically, the album is performing well. And like I said, it's really hard to kind of satisfy everybody with 30 songs. I don't think anybody was going into it thinking Carti was really gonna go 30 for 30. I think that's like pretty unrealistic. And I think if you kind of adopt the mindset that this is more so like a compilation type of mixtape, and it's just, like I said earlier, of just a whole influx of different sounds and different eras, and you kind of pick and choose what songs you like, I think that's how Carti was trying to dish out this project to the listener. In my opinion, maybe that's just kind of my pool, but this is what Academic said, right? He said, Carti got Pluto Slime, Travis The Weeknd floated on that, I nearly shed a tear. This is for everybody, I swear, right? There's a song for, you know, the lit, crazy mosh pit type of Carti fans, right? There's a song for like the casuals, being Evil Jordan, like The Weeknd, and, you know, MONEYMAY and those type of songs. I See a Baby Boy. Then there's a song for a fan of like the 1629 duo. Then there's a soft voice Carti fans. There's this new ATL deep voice Burnt. Like there's a song for every single type of ear going into this project, and I think that's why a lot of people are saying, yo, there's no replay value, because I feel like all the different types of sounds and different types of approaches on this project threw off a lot of people. Now for me, I love every single one of them, right? The deep voice is hard, the soft voice is hard, you know, the lit turn stuff is hard, the casual stuff is even hard for me, right? The Kendrick stuff, Kendrick had the best feature on the project, right? I love it, right? But I can completely understand why some people are saying what they're saying. It's having no replay value, they don't go back to it, it's no structure, boom boom boom, y'all know what it gets. Ultimately, me, did he drop a classic? Yes, I'm happy 1000% with iMusic. Was it worth the 5-year wait? I'm gonna give it some. I do think iMusic was worth the 5-year wait. Is the replay value on 10? I'm gonna say the replay value is like on 9, but either way, this is a classic. We will be spinning this for the rest of the year. He does have album of the year 2025. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I want to know the answer to 2 questions, right? Was the replay value on 10, and ultimately was the 5-year wait worth it? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's MONEYMAY, or is it? And I'm out. Thank you guys.